So today I ran a poll on Twitter and I was really fascinated to see the results. And the question that I asked on Twitter was, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, what is your dream career? What is your dream job? And almost everybody that I read in the comments was something creative. They wanted to be a YouTuber, a film reviewer on YouTube. And most of the responses that I saw was something in Hollywood, being a director, being an actor, etc., etc. And I wanted to talk about this latest Chris Stuckmann news, who now he's basically been signed on to direct a film. Is it at Warner Brothers or Paramount? No, but he's still directing a movie. And he's doing this really because of his YouTube channel, his YouTube fame and clout. And he leveraged that to land what he really wanted to do. And he said in the video something that was really shocking. He essentially admitted that he doesn't really enjoy doing his channel anymore, and he really just wants to direct and write and act. And for the last several years, he hasn't really, I don't think act, I think just write and direct. And I think he said that he hasn't really enjoyed being a film critic for the past several years on YouTube.
I don't really want to be reviewing movies for the rest of my life. I kind of have become a little disenchanted with it. And I started to feel that a lot over the past few years, that I was getting really tired of critiquing other people's films instead of making my own. I don't feel joy doing it anymore. And I'm being as completely honest and transparent with you as I can. Does that mean that my channel is going to go away? Does that mean that I'm going to stop making videos? Nope. I have a lot of ideas for what I want to do on this channel, and I'm not going to stop talking about movies, but there will be a little bit of an evolution in my approach, and I'm going to talk about that in a second video.
And this is interesting because being an actor or being a director or being a producer is something that almost everybody really, really wants to do. It's a fun and creative field. You get to live in beautiful, sunny Southern California and direct movies and just do something really fun and creative. And most people love movies, so they love the idea of, hey, I could just do this as a full-time job. What are most of the degrees that you go to college for, whether that be being a lawyer or being an accountant or being a business person? They more involve working a normal 9-to-5 salary position and not doing anything super creative, really. And I think that's something that really allures people in with the film industry. So one thing that I just wanted to touch on that I think is really important to note about this Chris Stuckmann move is two things. One, I think that it's incredible that he leveraged his channel to get this film, because if Chris Stuckmann didn't exist on YouTube, if he didn't have 1 million subscribers or however many he has on YouTube, he would never have gotten this, ever. As for his current record, is somebody who hasn't directed any films that I'm aware of. Probably he's done some short films, I'm sure, but he hasn't directed any full feature-length films. And I don't know if he went to film school or not. Also kind of irrelevant. But he doesn't really have a huge resume to back off of. Like, most of how films are acquired in Hollywood or how you land film deals is saying, oh, I've directed XYZ short film. They did well at this Sundance Festival, and therefore I'm a proven up-and-coming director. And hey, give me this opportunity, give me this job, etc. And that's how you do it. You have to prove yourself on a smaller scale, and then you get rewarded with a larger scale. Now, perhaps he did that with his short films, but broadly speaking, it's very apparent in this case that he leveraged his YouTube fame and clout to, one, make connections in the industry and be around people who are big players in the space. I'm sure he knows film executives, he's friends with actors and these sort of things because of his YouTube channel. And secondly, and perhaps most importantly, this has always been his dream and what he really wants to do, and he was able to leverage his channel to do that. And I think that that is such powerful advice, and it's something that so many people can base off of in their life, because you see, again, on my Twitter poll that everybody wants to be doing what Chris Stuckmann is now doing. And he took sort of an unconventional route to get there, but was it really that unconventional? Was it really? Because he's doing a lot of the same things that almost everybody else does that's trying to make it in the industry the traditional way, which is making connections with people, getting in the right rooms with the right people, and developing skills, as he did with his short film, and also with his own YouTube channel. He developed at least some level of skill or proven skill in the areas of video production and video editing and doing other things like that. He developed all of those skills probably by being a YouTuber. I know I did. Everything I know about filmography and videography and editing, I had a baseline from YouTube. Now, I've taken that to another level. By the way, I'm by no means an expert in video editing or videography or video production, but I've used YouTube, which gave me the foundational sort of baseline of how to edit a video, how to structure a script, and how to do these things. And then I've taken and tried to learn new things through books and online courses and other things to develop my skills further. And I'm sure that Chris Stuckmann had a similar experience where YouTube really elevated that. Additionally, here's another really big thing, that he has a huge YouTube channel so that people care about his movie, right? Like, let's say this indie film had been announced with the exact same title, everything the same, except Chris Stuckmann's name wasn't attached to it. Would I be talking about it? No, I wouldn't be talking about it. It's because Chris Stuckmann, who has proven himself as in this one space, which is in a subgenre of the film industry, has clout, he has influence, he has name recognition, he has notoriety. So as soon as he tweeted this, everybody and all of his fans are super excited, and he will have people that will pay to watch the movie just to see this film critic that people have loved watching his reviews for the last 6, 7, 8 years, however long he's been on YouTube, and people want to see what he actually does as a director. I know I'm probably interested and probably will watch the film. Now, one thing I will say, and I don't say this in any way to be a negative Nancy or detract from his skills or assets, because we haven't really seen him be a filmmaker, but he did do a script rewrite of the scene in Batman v Superman that was, I recall, being incredibly bad. In fact, my friend and I, Marcel, we actually did sort of a skit on it, and we read it aloud and tried to played the two roles in the script, which are Batman and Superman, and it was sort of a BVS rewrite that he had marketed it as being an improvement on the original scene, which it famously was not, and everybody kind of just laughed at him because the script was quite bad. Now, there's no fault on that, because I think he didn't put a lot of effort or time into it. I think that he just kind of quickly put it together, and I'm not saying that this is emblematic of his skills as a writer or director, but it is an important note. And that is that just because you have that clout and influence doesn't mean necessarily that will carry over to being a director. You still have to develop those skills. You still should be directing short films and producing and doing these other things and developing skills in this area, because clout is not enough. Having YouTube fame is not enough to actually make it. In order to make it, you do have to be good. You can't suck. But I just wanted to highlight this because I think it's such an interesting case wherein Chris Stuckmann elevated his brand and elevated his personality over years and years and years and established himself as an authority and a critic in this film industry, and now is being offered new and exciting opportunities that otherwise he would have never had access to if not for his YouTube channel. Sorry about that. My phone died. I'm back. Where I was getting at is that I think that this is really proof that you can take baby steps towards your goals, and you do not need to do it necessarily the conventional way. And there may be other shortcuts by doing things that others are not to get to where you want to be. Because I imagine that most people that want to be let's say directors, they are not building a social media presence so that they actually have automatic built-in interest for their films because they have fans. And because those fans will go and watch their movie, they have an advantage over somebody who might be a better director, but they can't get the eyeballs on their stuff because, let's face it, everybody making a short film, they're just throwing it out there in the ether, and most people just want to watch the latest Marvel movie. They want to see the latest DC movie that is put out, or the latest Fast and Furious 9 or whatever. They're not art house cinema fans, okay? So the only one thing that Chris Stuckmann will be able to do is to convince people to watch his movie just because they are fans of him. And that's something that a lot of you, I think, can utilize in your aspirations to becoming a filmmaker, is leveraging a social media brand or presence or other accomplishments in other areas, becoming successful so that other film production companies have an incentive to work with you. That's just one way of many, but that is certainly a way to stand out. So I don't know. I think that's really interesting. And Chris Stuckmann, this is just a very interesting case where somebody is, he just made this video where he is kind of saying he doesn't really want to do, YouTube anymore. I mean, I think he's going to do some videos, but he's not going to review like low-level films and that sort of thing. And I don't know how that's going to pan out, because frankly, the amount of people who are successful in the film industry, it is a very difficult, cutthroat industry. And even though he has his foot in the door, like, there's only one Chris Nolan, there's only one Chris Tarantino, and I don't know I don't know what his goals are going in. I don't know if he wants to be that. If so, maybe, but that's going to be hard, and that's not a guarantee. I don't know that I would give up or do anything different. If I were Chris Stuckmann on the YouTube side, I would keep doing YouTube the same and then also go ahead and move forward with the film side. But hey, he doesn't enjoy it anymore. You can't do it if you don't like it. It's all, you have to do what makes you happy and what you enjoy in life. Again, I would approach it differently if I was in his shoes, because his YouTube channel is always going to be an incredible sort of backfall that he has. I mean, he probably makes, with 2 million subscribers, let me look how many video views he has, and I can try to estimate how much he makes. He has over 630 million views, so he makes good money. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to give a direct estimate, but he makes a lot of money. So I don't know that this is going to work out for him, doing the film thing, because people love what they like from his content. That he has a built-in following for one thing. He doesn't have a following because he's a great director. He has a following because people like his reviews of movies, and he might find that people just want to see his reviews of movies, and they don't really like his directing that much. We'll see. But I think it's admirable that he's taking the chance, and I look forward to seeing what he does in his film career. But I think he also just provides a really interesting learning lesson for people that want to break into the industry, that things are not the way they used to be. He wasn't a PA on a set. He wasn't a low-level intern. He wasn't getting coffee for directors. He's directing a feature-length film, and did it without having to go through the meat grinder of moving up the chains in Hollywood. So I think that that's commendable and very impressive, and something that everybody can learn from looking to break into the industry. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one. Peace out.